In the district of Metchosin outside of Victoria, opposite Pedder Bay and off Pedder Bay Drive, a marked trail leads to the Rocky Point Bird Observatory. So this is the center of operations for the bird banding. We have a kiosk here where the people are working, where they band the owls at night. A path out in this direction for the bird nets. The supervisor is David Bell, one of Canada's top birders.
So here at our Pedder Bay station, we do migration monitoring for songbirds, and that entails keeping track of all the birds that we see flying by, but also catching birds in our mist nets. So here we have 15 nets set up across the entire area. We check them every 20 minutes and bring birds back here in little cloth bags, such as this one. And then once they come back, we determine which species they are, and each species gets a unique band size. So such as this one here, I'm not sure if that's in the shot. Each band has a unique number that's 9 digits long, and with that we can track which individual bird it is. So if they come back here in a different year, we can see when it was originally banded, who banded it, and what age and sex it was. And when we get the birds, we take a few measurements for each one. One of them is the weight, so we have this scale here to measure their weight in grams. Another one is a wing chord. It gives us an idea of the metric, or the body metrics. So we just measure that in millimeters using this little ruler. And then we take a fat score. It gives us an idea of body condition. So birds have see-through skin. By blowing the feathers out of the way, you can actually see the fat deposits. And we give them a score from 0 to 7. Birds use the fat as fuel on migration, so more fat the better for birds that are moving. And then once we've got that, we use a combination of feather characteristics and body metrics to age and sex the birds, to say whether it was born this year or born in a previous year, and whether it's male, female, or we can't tell. And all of that data that we collect goes directly into our spreadsheet on the computer.
The mist net where they catch the birds is right here. It runs to about 2 or 3 feet above my hand, down to the bottom is here.
So as the birds fly through the forest, they can't really see the mist nets because of how fine they are, and they get stuck in the pockets kind of like this. And then as we come around, we check the nets, and if we find any birds in there, we just take them out and bring them back to the station.
And this is the evening portion of the operation.
Hi everyone, my name is Katie McCreish. I'm one of the owl banders with the Rocky Point Bird Observatory group. We're out here at our Pedder Bay banding station just getting ready to start our nocturnal owl monitoring survey. It's about half an hour after sunset. Our crew's getting ready to go and open the nets, and we'll be checking them every 20 minutes. The sound that you're hearing in the background is our audio lure. It's our Northern Saw-Whet Owl contact call. Now these little owls migrate. They're funneling down the island and ready to head south for the fall and winter. We turn the audio lure on about half an hour after sunset, and then we check the nets every 20 minutes. The call will stay on for 6 hours. It's the duration of our study, and the hopes is that as the owls are migrating through, they're going to hear that call and come to check out who's making that noise. They'll get caught in our nets. We'll pick them up and out of the nets, bring them back to the banding station, put a band on and take a bunch of measurements, and then let them go. We've been banding owls at Pedder Bay since 2014, and the Northern Saw-Whet Owl study is really important to do because we don't really know too much about these owls. They are really heavily studied in the east coast of Canada, but they weren't studied so much on the west coast. So it's an opportunity for us to gather as much data as we can year after year, repeating the study in the exact same way, and to be able to detect trends for population, be able to tell the differences in proportion between our hatch year birds and our after hatch year birds, which are our owl birds. There is a variation between the years, and it's all part of our data that we collect.
Here, volunteers are setting out to check the nets, and we can hear the saw-whet's contact call.
Okay, so we're going to do a mock net check. This is what we would do if we go and do a net check down in our net lanes. This is one of our songbird nets we've set up just for our demo, and as you can tell, this is not a live owl. It's one of our banding demos, and I'm going to show you how we would check our nets. When we go down into the net lanes, we scan from the top of the nets to the bottom. We want to look and see if there's any owls in either of these pockets. The nets are sewn with 5 pockets, and the lines, elastic lines running through are called tremmels. So we have an owl in this one. I lower the tremmel line, and then I have to secure the owl, and there's a couple special grips that we do to secure the owl properly. Now this one's very docile, so I don't have to worry about getting kicked, but what we do is we hang on to the feet first in what's called a photographer grip. And then we're going to work to secure the feet, untangle the feet. We're going to untangle one wing, the other wing, and then the head. And then we'll take it out of the net, put it into what's called a bander grip, and then put the owl into a bird bag. Now these owls are tricky. They like to climb up the bag, so we put them all the way at the bottom and hang on very, very tight and pull our arm out, loop the bag around, tie a special knot, and take it back to the banding station.
Okay.
At the banding station, the owls are weighed and the weight recorded. The legs are sized and banded.
He's very cooperative.
It's a very nice. Sometimes they're feistier than other times, but when you hold them in the reverse bander's grip, they are quite calm.
Wing length and color is measured and recorded.
This is a bit of a faint one at the top, but it's still there. The wing is 146, so it's definitely a female.
Feathers are blown out of the way to check for fat deposits.
Body condition is 3. The bill is black and the eyes are strong. Next we need the black light.
The black light reveals the age of the feathers, which is determined primarily by their color. And this box is where the owls are released, opening the door and putting them in on one side, leaving them free to fly out the other side. In the autumn of 2019, when this video was taken, the observatory was approaching its 10,000th owl. Just part of the bird tracking done every year since 1994 by Rocky Point's many licensed banders and dedicated volunteers.